beautiful people. Welcome to another instalment of T.O.C, Total Office Comedy, the podcast that brings it all. My name's Tharun Chelley, I'll be your host today, as always, so strap in, it's going to be fun. I don't know why I said that, let's hope so that it actually is quite fun today. We've had a few little things lately, and let's just kickstart it. I can't be bothered with more of an intro, let's get to business. Now, what have we had this week? We've had something pretty special. Football's back! That's right, football has come back to our screens. It's as exciting as ever. We have stadiums with packed out, no crowds, but they are finding their way around that. And how they've decided to do that, they've put audio in there. It's interesting to watch because the audio system that they've put in, it just sounds like FIFA, basically. It's basically the chiming FIFA in the background. And it just comes off as a little bit silly, to be honest. Because you've watched them and they actually do it like when they get near the box and they get to, like, you know, about to score, and then you actually hear the crowd go woo. And they had like online people watching, and don't know why, sorry about that, I just burped. But they'll be online people watching and enjoying the show. It's intriguing to watch. But let me just get all these results up here. So, how did we kickstart this amazing 10 weeks? Can you believe it's been 10 weeks since we watched some actual football? So, how did we get back to the land of the beautiful game of soccer, to those who call it that, but I'll call it football because I'm in England and this is where it was invented and this is what we call it here. What do we call it here? How did we get back to this? We kick-started with a game between Aston Villa and Sheffield United. A game that was quite well replayed. It was alright, ended 0-0. But should it have? No, it shouldn't have. Sheffield United, well, they thought they scored a goal. It should have been 1-0. It crossed the line, but because the ref said that his watch didn't go off to signal it was a goal, it didn't count as a goal. Now, if we go back to, say, let's go back 10 years, oh God, 10 years ago, the World Cup in South Africa, 2010, England played Germany, and Frank Lampard took an amazing shot, hit the crossbar, and it crossed the line and bounced back out. And it didn't class as a goal. And there was instances like that, which is why we brought in VAR, goal line technology. But it didn't fucking work here, did it? They set up they set everything up, but it was as if they forgot to turn on the VAR. And this is why loads of people are now actually turning around and saying, oh, it's crap, VAR's ruining the game. No, it's not VAR that's ruining the game, it's the shit refs. They're still not doing it properly. But, I mean, the whole point of VAR is like, if someone says that, oh, that crossed the line, or there's a little bit of an issue, you go to the goal line technology, you go to the instant replay and check to see if it's crossed the line. Cricket, they do that. Even rugby, they do that. But here, this ref just went, nah, we'll carry on. So really, Sheffield United should have won that game. Should have been 3 points for Sheffield United. But it is what it is. Unfortunately, they didn't quite get the win. But that wasn't the funniest thing of the day. And this was on Wednesday. The season started again. I should have said that, but here it is, Wednesday. My God, Manchester City played against Arsenal. Now, my memory of Arsenal when I was a child, Arsenal had the likes of Thierry Henry. They had Robert Pires. They had Sylvain Wiltord. They had Patrick Vieira. Dennis Bergkamp. They had an amazing team. Tony Adams. An incredible team. They were the Invincibles. I remember when, it's bittersweet actually, when Arsenal had their invincible season when they didn't lose all season in the Premiership, Leicester, my team, actually got relegated. So it was fun to watch Arsenal, but we got relegated. And then we spent 10 years out of the Premiership. That Arsenal team isn't the same anymore. No. They now have Granit Xhaka. They have Pepe. They have Lacazette. Lacazette's actually alright. They have Aubameyang. Aubameyang is a decent player, but they can't play. But they have probably one of the most entertaining of all these players. The one, the only, David Luiz. David Luiz, David Luiz. And what did David Luiz bring to this game against Man City? Well, first thing he did was Man City got the ball in. He laid it off to Raheem Sterling, who doesn't play for Arsenal, and Raheem Sterling scored. If David Luiz was playing for Man City and he did that, we'd have seen that as like, oh, that was a class setup. That was beautiful play. But he doesn't play for Man City. He's meant to be a defender for Arsenal, and he ended up setting up Man City for them to score, which makes it even more entertaining. And then David Luiz wasn't quite done there. No. He later on decided to give away a penalty. And in doing so, got himself sent off. And one of the best players in the world, really, Kevin De Bruyne, put it away and scored a pretty cool penalty. And then later on, Man City scored another goal, winning 3-0 on their first game back. As a multi-billion pound team will do. But so what was David Luiz's contribution to this game for Arsenal? He gave away a goal, gave away a penalty, and got sent off. A real credit to us all. And that's why we love David Luiz. This guy's meant to be an international player. He's meant to be good. But just bear in mind, he was one of the defenders when Brazil played against Germany, and Germany in the World Cup that was in Brazil, and Germany won 7-1. David Luiz, here to stay. But now, if I go back to my team, Leicester City, I'm not going to lie, we actually put on a bit of a shit show. We didn't really do great. We played Watford, and we were not doing the best. And we were against Watford, and Watford had our old manager, Nigel Pearson, in charge, and it was going all right. But then in the 90th minute, Ben Chilwell, someone who I've always thought is a bit hit or miss, actually scored a pretty good goal to put us ahead in the 90th minute. We thought, okay, you know what? That's it. Fine. We've grinded out a result. Fair enough. At least we're keeping ourselves afloat. And then Dawson scores for Watford what can only be seen as a Pele-esque kind of goal and pulls it level. And it's just, what the fuck? So we ended up leaving with a draw, which annoyed me. And yeah, it's frustrating because we are third in the table at the moment, but we are having, at the start of the season we were smashing it. We were doing well. We were like, yeah, we're going to be solid. But as time's gone on, we are starting to get to lose to teams that we should be beating. Like, we beat Southampton 9-0 in Southampton. Then Southampton came to the King Power and beat us 2-1. How do you beat a team 9-0 and then go and lose to them at home? It's these types of games, these dip in form, which we're starting to struggle with. And to be fair to Southampton, they fucking turned it around. They're actually doing all right lately. They beat Norwich on Friday. They beat Norwich 3-0 away. So Southampton are actually now turned into a good team. But if you beat a team 9-0, you should be thinking, when they come to your own backyard, we'll fucking do them. But we didn't. We lost. So it's a bit like touch and go at the moment. We had this dip in form, and I hope we don't continue doing this, losing results like this. We need to actually, if we want Champions League football, we need to keep this the momentum that we had before. We've got a solid team. We can actually make it there. But I hope that our next game we don't fuck it up like that. Other results: Tottenham drew to Man United. It was fine for what it was. It was alright. And there was other results there as well, but I can't be arsed. But let's go back to Arsenal. Arsenal now, they on Saturday had another game again, because a lot of because what they're doing, because the season's come back and they want to kind of finish it off. A lot of teams are now going to be playing twice a week, which is fair enough. But Arsenal, they went away to play against Brighton, and they didn't have the great David Luiz because he got suspended, because he got sent off in the last game. And so we're thinking, okay, they've lost the weak link. They should be all right. They fucking lost 2-1. Now, if this was the Arsenal of back in the day, they would have mugged off Brighton. But now, they're just not the same. I mean, the reason why I mention Arsenal quite a few times, when I was growing up, Leicester was shit, but I supported them. Very few people did. I was one of the few people who did support Leicester. But it was very difficult being a Leicester City fan back in the day, because we were in League One at one point, we were in the Championship, we were struggling there. So I always had a second team, like a Premiership team. And my Premiership team was always Arsenal. Other people at my school when I was growing up, they would, from Leicester, so naturally they'd support teams like Man United and Liverpool. And when Chelsea got money, some of them started supporting Chelsea. But I always stuck with Leicester, and Arsenal was always my second team. And also, my mum supports Arsenal, but she's not a massive Arsenal fan. She's actually from London. But so she'd be like, "What? Come on, me Gunners!" And she makes it clear to me, when Leicester won the Premiership, two games they lost were both against Arsenal. My mum went, "Well, they won the Premiership, but they couldn't beat me fucking Arsenal. Where? Come on, me Gunners! Whee!" And yeah, and I was like, "Yeah, okay, I'll give you that one." But and this was under Arsene Wenger back in the day, and it was good. I actually enjoyed watching Arsenal. They played amazing football. And now, just watching them, I'm like, this is a mid-table team. This is a mid-table side. They're not good enough to be Champions League, and they're too good to be in the relegation zone. They're mid-table, which is sad to see. And Mikel Arteta coming in, even though my mum made me feel really weird, because she saw Mikel Arteta and she gave that look like, when your mum, you can tell she fancies a celebrity, it looks weird. And I was like, wow, I can't deal with that. That's just weird. It was him and Jose Mourinho. From one good-looking manager to another, Pep Guardiola, he seems to be hanging in there. But who knows? Who knows? Because if Man City get this ban, if this actually goes ahead with the ban from European football, will he stick around? Who knows? And other teams playing, Newcastle, Newcastle United. Again, they're another team that I always like to see them do well. But under their current ownership, Mike Ashley, who doesn't spend jack shit on shit, I can't see them really doing anything under him. But luckily, they may get some Saudis coming in to take over. Fingers crossed they do, and then we might see another contender in there. Who knows? Fingers crossed on that. And there was news that the Champions League is now going to be played, because we're not getting the Euros this year, which is a bummer. But it is what it is. But the Champions League, how they're going to do it is like at the end. I think it's in August. It's just all the remaining teams in there. It's going to be like a knockout tournament in Portugal, one game each, and I think that's fine. It'll actually be quite exciting to watch. I can't wait to see how that plays out. So that'd be interesting in that sense. Now, what all the players did. Now this segues me into my next topic. I'm only doing 2 topics there. I can't be asked otherwise. What all the players did to start each match is they all took the knee, and they all had Black Lives Matter on their jerseys, and they all took the knee to start off with to show respect and admiration and unity amongst us all. Now, there was a certain politician who had a little thing to say about this. No, when he wasn't really talking about the football, he was talking about the protests themselves, but it links in there quite well. Mr. Dominic Raab. Dominic Raab. Hello, I'm Dominic Raab and I'm an MP. Oh! He had something to say about this. He was on Talk Radio, I think. Yeah, it was a breakfast show, and he decided to. He was commenting on it. He was saying about the Black Lives Matter and everything, and then he goes, "I don't understand this taking the knee. I think it's like from Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones? Game of Thrones?" Because I think he says like it's an influence. I think they got it from Game of Thrones. It's like, what? Now, those of you who've never watched Game of Thrones, there is a phrase in Game of Thrones where they say bend the knee, but it's a completely different context. Say, for example, the character Daenerys, she says to people when she invades them, she says, I'll kill you unless you bend the knee. And what that really means is show allegiance to her and she won't kill you. It's a completely different context to this, because the taking the knee here is about unity, it's about joining us together as like to say in solidarity that we are against racism, we're against this oppressive style of being, we are taking it. And it all started from Colin Kaepernick, an American football player who, during the American national anthem, whether you say you stand for the American national anthem, stand for the national anthem, he said no, because innocent black people are being killed, I'm going to take the knee. So he took the knee against it. He decided, I'm not going to stand for this anthem because this anthem doesn't represent my people, because this anthem is a representation of oppressing my people. And so he took the knee. And good old Dominic Raab says didn't really do his research into why that is, and that's why we now all take the knee. Even when I went on the march, the Black Lives Matter march in Leicester, we took the knee. It was a big moment of solidarity, not Game of Thrones. There was a moment where Dominic Raab said that, and you could tell in his head where he was thinking, oh, I'm a fucking genius here. I've bloody got them. They're going to think I'm so cool. I'm down with the kids. But yes, but that's where Dominic Raab, I honestly can't deal with this guy. And now he's coming back and he's just saying things like, I do care about black lives. I'm not a racist. I've got a coloured TV. I use it to watch Game of Thrones on. It's just hilarious, this guy. So what I would say, the moral of the story is on that one, if you are going to make a comment on something, do some research into it. Find out what it is you're actually commenting about, or else you end up looking like a bit of a prat. Alright, that was a nice little quick podcast for you all today. I'm got some big changes coming into this podcast. I keep on saying the last couple of weeks we're going to get guests on. I've actually been asking people now. They're going to be coming on. In the next few weeks we're going to get guests on hopefully every week or every couple of weeks. We'll see how we do. But big changes coming. It's going to be exciting. Please share this video. The more views we get, the more likes we get, the more subscriptions we get, the more I can do. So, this has been amazing. This has been Tharun. I am Tharun. Yes, that's my name. This has been T.O.C, Total Obvious Comedy. It's been a great podcast. It's been a fun day. Have a great day. Right. I never know how to end these. Okay, guys, take care. Speak to you soon. And stay sexy. Yes, that's how I'll end it. Stay sexy. Alright, take care everyone. Bye bye.